Ramesh and Suman were the epitome of a happy couple. They had met in college, their eyes meeting across a crowded room. Ramesh as Ramesh, I was immediately drawn to her infectious laugh. Suman as Suman, and I was captivated by his kind eyes and quick wit. Their love story unfolded slowly, blossoming into a deep and abiding love. They married young and built a life filled with joy. They were blessed with two beautiful children, a boy and a girl, who became the center of their universe. Ramesh, a natural entrepreneur, poured his heart and soul into his business. He climbed the ladder of success, driven by his desire to provide his family with the best life possible. Suman, the anchor of their home, dedicated herself to creating a warm and nurturing environment. Suman, as Suman, I poured my love into everything I did, from preparing delicious meals to organizing family outings. Their home was a sanctuary filled with laughter, love, and shared dreams. Weekends were for family time, picnics in the park, visits to the zoo, child one as child one. Mum would pack a basket full of treats, and Dad would tell stories that made us squeal with delight. Life was good. Life was full. They had built a world of love, and they were content. Time, however, has a way of changing things. The demands of Ramesh's work increased, pulling him further away from the warm embrace of his family. Late nights at the office became the norm. Business trips took him away from home for days, sometimes weeks at a time. Suman as Suman. I understood the pressures he faced, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Ramesh, once so attentive and loving, seemed distant. His phone calls, once filled with news of his day and longing for her voice, became brief and businesslike. He would retreat into himself, lost in thought when he was home. The sparkle in his eyes, the one that used to light up whenever he looked at her, seemed to have dimmed. Suman as Suman. I tried to ignore the nagging doubts that crept into my mind. I told myself that it was just stress, that he was just tired. She focused on the children, on keeping their home a haven of peace and happiness. But deep down, a seed of suspicion had been planted. It grew with each passing day, whispering doubts in her ear. One evening, as Ramesh was getting ready for yet another late night at the office, Suman noticed a change in his demeanor. There was a spring in his step, a lightness in his eyes that she hadn't seen in months. He hummed a tune as he knotted his tie, a stark contrast to the usual preoccupied silence. The following day, while Ramesh was at work, Suman was tidying his study. She straightened his desk, her fingers tracing the familiar surface. As she reached for a stray pen, her hand brushed against his phone. It vibrated slightly, the screen lighting up to reveal a message. It was from an unknown number. The display name simply read, Maya. Suman as Suman, curiosity, that unwelcome guest, whispered in my ear. Her heart pounded in her chest as she picked up the phone, her finger hovering over the screen. She knew she shouldn't, but the doubt that had been plaguing her was too strong to resist. The messages were brief, casual, but filled with an intimacy that sent a chill down her spine. They spoke of shared jokes, of stolen glances, of longing to be together. Suman's world crumbled around her. The messages slipped from her numb fingers, the phone clattering onto the desk like a physical manifestation of her shattered heart. Suman felt a surge of emotions: betrayal, anger, heartbreak. It was as if the ground beneath her had given way, leaving her teetering on the edge of an abyss. Suman as Suman. How could he? How could the man who had vowed to love and cherish me betray me like this? The happy memories they had built together, the life they shared, suddenly felt like a cruel illusion. Time seemed to stand still in the aftermath of the discovery. Suman moved through the motions of her day, her mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. She waited for Ramesh to return home, her heart pounding in her chest with a mixture of dread and anticipation. When he finally arrived, she confronted him, her voice trembling with a mixture of anger and pain. Suman as Suman. I showed him the messages, my eyes demanding an explanation. Ramesh's face crumpled. All the color drained from his face as he realized the magnitude of his betrayal. He didn't deny it. He didn't make excuses. He simply confessed, his voice choked with remorse. Ramesh as Ramesh. I have been feeling lost and unappreciated. The spark had gone out of our marriage. I sought solace in the attention of another woman, someone who made me feel alive again. His words, though laced with regret, stung like salt in a wound. Suman listened, her heart breaking with each passing moment. Suman, the man standing before me, the man who had promised me forever, seemed like a stranger.